Welcome to another Founder Wisdom Pod. We have Andrew Kolpakov with us. Andrew is the CEO and founder at Generect in Kyiv, Ukraine. He's worked for and at Science, one of my favorite lead gen company before, and he's creating this new lead gen tool, which we're going to talk today. It's quite interesting. In my opinion, it can be a better tool to search some niches than Apollo. So for example, this morning I was with a client and he was looking for some trucking companies, some freight slash transportation companies. A lot of these companies, they're not on LinkedIn, and Generect could provide these companies in greater details, companies that, yeah, are either smaller or don't have much business on LinkedIn. This podcast is presented to you by podpar.com. That's my podcasting company. If you want to start your own podcast, you can go there. I can help you scale your next podcast the unconventional way and monetize quickly. Bunch of people give up podcasting because there's no money for them, but I help them have podcasting become a money generating activity. Andrew, welcome to the pod. Tell me a bit more about yourself and what you're up to nowadays.
Yeah, thanks for inviting, Charles. Yes, as you said before, I'm the founder of the LinkedIn tool. The idea appears from the organic. So I was working as a lead gen manager at science.com, and they have a bunch of instructions like how to generate leads, how to send marketing emails, how to collect the data. And as I was a programmer, I just take these instructions and try to automate it for my own work. And it appears really well. So once we have automated the basic script, I start selling it to coworkers and then start making the MVP and the product. So as for now, we are selling to the marketing agencies, to the some companies that would like to scale or launch their cold email or LinkedIn campaigns. So we are targeting only niche sphere where people want their data. So we're not doing any warm-ups, we're not doing any email senders or setting domains. We are only targeting the data collection phase. So that means you can generate emails with the AI, you can find any niche you want for your based on your ICP. So we're excellent at this.
Right. Do you want to share a demo from your screen of what the software looks like and its capability?
Yeah, sure. I can do that. One sec, give me 1 second.
Because as I described when I started this, and obviously you're in the early stage of the startup, I think this can be useful. There's this software that's called the 7 Lead Finder that a bunch of people use when it comes to finding businesses on Facebook or Google Maps. And I think yours can carve itself a nice little niche in that segment.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I can share a demo, a quick demo, what it look like, what functionality do we have. So that's the main screen. I have the search history. You can input your target searches by your ideal customer profile. So that's the similar fields you can have in your Apollo or in Sales Navigator or something. You just input them. We have the persona feature. Where can you add some group of titles? You can add any specific custom titles too. So you can just press manager, operations, press enter, and that's it. So any specifications criteria, some campaign settings we are working on. If you have your own list you would like to update, you can just input here up to 10,000 domains or names or LinkedIn links for your company or profile, and just rescrape those information, so making it up to date, and then collect the emails. So once you upload it, you have the list let's say this. So that's the recent one. I have searched today. So that's the list of the leads with the valid corporate emails. We can validate up to 70, we can find up to 70% of the corporate emails. All information is clear, so we are formatting it, we're cleaning it after the sales navigator. So you can find it, you can press the export and then upload it to your pipe drive or some instantly or whenever you use. So we are doing that real time. That means we don't have any databases. So that's our unique selling proposition. So once you press the new search, we are scraping all public sources all over the internet and place the data in one platform.
And what API do you use for that? Like, do you just search in a bunch of databases like Apollo, like Contact Out, and you have a final API that is filtering and giving the email that is the most likely to be valid? How does that work?
The data sources for the LinkedIn's for like all the people's and companies profiles are LinkedIn. So that's like 80% of the data. We don't have any API or databases like we are scraping the like LinkedIn itself, like the Phantom Buster does. As for the emails, we are generating it. So for a regular person, you have about 8,000 email formats. So that's like first point, last at domain.com, first letter, point, last, and so on. So we are like generating all the formats and validating it step by step. Once we found the valid one, we are just outputting that. So we have own email validation system. We can validate the catch-all domains too. So that's the unique selling proposition also.
How did you get the idea for that startup? Because you worked at Science for quite some time. Did the idea came about when you were there?
Yeah, I just like I was the IT guy, and I like thought like why not automate this process and make it better.
Okay, and how was Science not doing that already? They were using a bunch of separate tools to fetch their contacts. How were they doing it?
They have like a bunch of tools, like the publicly available, like name to email, or like some Outlook, or that's like LinkedIn searches. They are doing their work perfectly with the data collection, but the process was also like always manually. So they don't trust any Apollo, any Lucia, any like Lemlist databases because of the data quality, and they still hire the like people for that process. So
And what other features are you thinking to add this year? What's on the growth map?
we want like to make our tool as it can like it can be wired, but we don't want our users to spend a lot of time in Generect. We want to be this tool as an integrator. So you just came to Generect, paid for a subscription, then you like set up whole your like structures. You want to like connect your CRM, you want to connect your email sender where you send your emails to the prospects. And in Generect, we want to be this as an integrator that will like send the campaigns directly to your CRM and directly to your email senders. So on the regular basis. So you like just have to prepare the settings like once in a week, please prepare me the like 200 leads for 50 companies with valid emails and place it directly into our CRM. So we want to be our tool like an integrator. So like Zapier do.
Interesting. Any thoughts on having like a more diverse source of data that would be really like unique to yours? And if so, how would you fetch these emails, or let's say old folks that are not usually online, like where, what other sources of data do you have in mind? Because let's say that Clay, right? Clay, we can fetch sources of data from virtually anywhere. They have partnerships with like 40 data companies. So do you have that on the roadmap as well? Like, what do you think of Clay's role?
We know Clay. Basically, if you're buying the data from like such multiple data providers, the main data provider, as for my information, is Join 5x5. That's like the group of companies that are selling information for all the providers. So if you're like buying the data from one of the providers, actually you're buying the data from the one provider. Like, so whole information is available publicly. We can target it, and we are getting like prepared to scrape it. So on our roadmap is the website scraping for the intent data and the social medias of the leads like Facebook, Twitter, some LinkedIn posts we are working this week. So we want like to specifically target the intention data. So once you like target, like give me all the managers that are interested in some lead gen tools, we are going to give you the whole managers that have posted or liked some posts that are connected with the lead gen tools. So we want to target this.
Very interesting. How do you get new clients?
That's organic. Like as for now, that's only organic, words of mouth. We are not doing any like affiliate, any ads, any like SMM. So as for now, that's about 30 paid customers and about 500 signups at our platform. And we are going like to automate the whole process of outreach for ourselves. That means like all the data you are seeing right now that was collected by some users, we will be like filtering by our recipe and sending to our customers with some direct proposition with call to action, like just sign up at our platform. We don't want to hire any SDRs, any sales teams like to do this process manually. We want to like be fully automated for us.
So you spend your time full time on that, I guess, nowadays. Do you do any consulting to supplement that? Are you fully bootstrap, or are you seeking funds to raise that company sustainably?
We are fully bootstrapping. I'm not against the funding, so any opportunities I am open. Like I'm open to any opportunities. As for consulting, I am open on the like we have the Ukrainian platform called Projector. So you can book me there if you need any consultation or like how not to get in spam, how to set up the email campaign, how to get like the fresh data, like what are the data sources, how to clean the data. So any of these questions we can cover by like 1 hour consultation. All the money is like going, whole money goes to the United Ukrainian forces. So feel free to book any consultation.
I see you're quite vocal about like Ukraine and Russia on social media. So I've been educating myself even more on the conflict, which is quite chaotic nowadays. So what's new on the ground, and do you think it'll resolve itself eventually?
Uh, it still depends on us. So how we act in social medias, how we act how we act internationally in business, how we act internationally internal in our country. That's the whole system. So if we are we need to fight like at all the fronts. So the conflict is at the peak, I guess. Like Russia is fighting with the soldiers, we are fighting with the armor. So just donate, just believe in the army, just help Ukraine win.
Is the conflict affecting you and how you work nowadays in Kyiv?
In Kyiv, the situation is a little bit okay. Like we have like some strikes like once a week. So Russians send about 40 rockets every week for the capital of Ukraine and other cities. Like at the Western Ukraine, is the situation is a lot harder. Like we have all the team remote, and sometimes it's very hard to collect all together. because like some people are in bomb shelters, some people like struggle with their families. So the situation is like we'd like the situation to be much better right now. Tough times.
So what's your mindset nowadays running your startup? I see that sometimes you go take breaks to go walk in the mountains. How do you make sure to keep your sanity and stay productive in that environment?
Yeah, like we have like very beautiful mountains in Ukraine, so it really helps. Like I have like the meditation trips once in 3 months. It helps. It helps a lot. Like all the people in Ukraine are now like in not normal like psycho situation. So we need the help of somebody that will like keep our minds safe, keep our minds on the normal level. So I think like just usual things like wake up early and take a shower and work hard for the final result.
I see you're also following Elon Musk quite a lot, like his philosophy. Who are you taking advice from nowadays, and what are lessons that you derive from these inspiring entrepreneurs?
Yeah, I'm like reading the book right now. It's called Winston Churchill CEO. So it's very I try like to put the parallel between Winston Churchill and our president, how he rules the country. So I try like to rule the company in some sense of Winston Churchill. So I like this philosophy.
Do you add that mindset? Do you have a tech stack, an assistant like ChatGPT that you use in some frameworks in the company to accelerate your efficiency?
We have like some AIs that are like all of our members can use. That's like the ChatGPT, like some image processing. Somebody like is coding with ChatGPT, somebody like asking some questions, somebody is like do some management processes with like the help of the AI. Personally, me, like I'm using AI only for like some blog purposes. Like when I need to prepare some texts, it works very well. And I have like some brainstorming plugins where I can just not take the time of my team, just send some ideas to the ChatGPT and it will like brainstorm with me.
What are your top goals for the rest of this year?
We are planning like to scale up to 30K MRR this year. We're going like to discover all the pains, all the struggles that our users in the sales niche experience and cover that as smooth as possible.
And where can people find out more about you?
People can find a lot of about me in my LinkedIn, Andrew Kolpakov, and our like social medias for Generect and at this podcast also.